Functioner, what's up? Bienvenidos, welcome to the show. I'm Akira the Don, artist, DJ, Wavelord, architect of the Meaningwave universe, architect of the brand new album Warpath, which we're going to be celebrating today, an architect of a brand new record that you have not yet heard yet that's going to come out on November 5th, and we're going to be playing that later in the show. Hold tight for glory. Make some noise yourselves.
The path.
Boom!
The warpath.
Boom, boom, boom!
A path of war.
Let's crack it, baby. How you doing out there?
Moving toward a battle.
Yeah.
A fight towards war. The actual war against our nation's enemies. Or the war against my own weaknesses. That is what I am doing. Preparing. And sharpening my sword and honing my skills and maintaining the unmitigated daily discipline in all things. The warpath. The warpath. The unmitigated daily discipline in all things. The warpath. The warpath.
What's up, Joe?
It can lead to war, but that's fine. In fact, I am waiting, and I am ready.
Yeah. Let's go.
It's a war against weakness, and so it leads to strength. It's a war against ignorance, and so it leads to knowledge. It's a war against confusion, and so it delivers understanding. The warpath leads to control and leads to ownership of your life. Your life. Your life. Your life. The unmitigated daily discipline in all things. The warpath. The warpath. The unmitigated daily discipline in all things. The warpath. The warpath. The victory!
Ooh. Make some noise for yourself. Shouts out everybody that's in.
Of blood and of sweat and of suffering. The warpath is the preeminent path of discipline, which is why it leads to freedom. And beyond that, in the end, the warpath, it leads to peace.
Shouts out everyone locked in. What's up, Sabotage? What up, Dewey? What up, Laidlaw? Free Consciousness, what's cracking, baby? What's up, M? Jason Eva's in the house, what's cracking, Calais?
Break. Oh, you. It takes power. It takes effort. To break the old you. It takes power.
It takes discipline.
To break the old you. To break those habits. To break free of the chains
that have been holding you back.
Break the old you. That's where it takes the most effort. And then once you climb up, and you start to get altitude, you start to get elevation, gravity becomes weaker. Your old, weaker self doesn't have the same influence and attack.
Break the old you. It takes power. It takes effort.
those habits,
Break free of the chains that have been holding you back. Holding you back.
break
The old you.
But that hardest part of changing is breaking that gravitational force in the beginning. The stationary inertia of habit that's been controlling you for 7, 10, 15 years.
7, 10, 15 years.
Leave your weak old self behind and go. Get after it.
Whoa! Break the old you.
It takes power. It takes effort.
To break the old you.
It takes power. It takes discipline.
To break the old you.
To break those habits. To break free of the chains that hold you back.
Holding you back. Break the old you. Hey, yo, welcome. Bienvenidos. It's Akira the Don. That is I, as DJ Wavelord, architect of this very Meaningwave universe that we are traversing through right here, right now, on this auspicious day of the release of our brand new album. It's called Warpath. Warpath! It is the third Akira the Don Jocko Willink album. And I hope you all have been enjoying it. I have a lot of people, and I don't know if it's because it's the number or what, but a lot of people have written me today saying variations of, I listened to this 3 times in a row. Why 3 times? I had so many of those messages. But it's the third album, so it makes sense. Grant Delays in the house says, new Akira the drops make me feel the power coming from the ground. There is a lot of power in the ground. This is a very good point. This is something I've been discovering, waking up 4 in the morning. I come down here to the studio. I work on music, and then after I've been doing that for like, I don't know, like 3 hours or something, I go outside and the sun's coming up and I step onto the grass and I'm powered up by the ground. And you very much feel it at that time of day when you've been like in a dark cave. And all the power is emerging. It's very true. You are very right, Grand Delay. Free Consciousness, what's up? Richard's in the house. Richard, the producer, world famous producer Richard. Says this totally got me through the day today. It's been a ridiculously difficult month plus. Yeah, it gets that way sometimes, right? But guess what? You are the guy who got through everything you got through before, and you will get through this. Julian Malisano says one of the most incredible albums I have heard. Motivation turbocharged for all things. Wow. Wow! Well, if that ain't nice, I don't know what is. Thank you very much. Early reviews have been very good. Early reviews have been great. We had a best one yet very early. That's always great. It's always good to have a best one yet. If you ain't getting a best one yet, then what the frick are you doing? You know? So that's good. So yeah, that's very nice. Thank you very much. Worked very hard on this at 4 in the morning, which was very alien and new to me. I had not done that before. It was a missing part of the piece. As you might know, if you like watch the top 50 videos and shit like that, you'll see some of the older videos, right? And the me that's in the Jocko videos for the first album is different. Looks different to the me now, right? And the reason for that is that me then didn't know nothing about a squat or a barbell or any of that. My exercise consisted entirely of jumping up and down in nightclubs DJing, you know. So I wasn't like unfit, but I was not dialed in, and I was not I wasn't strong. You know, when I came to Mexico, I got off the plane and I could barely like walk. I was all fucked up because I'd been like sat in my desk for 14-hour days, trying to get and succeeding in getting JBP Wave Aesthetic finished before we had to go and get on the plane, and I knew I wouldn't have a studio for a little while. Little did I know. Anyway, I had to go see a back guy, back hero, in Cancun, you know, and he was sorting me out, and he got me in the corner, and he gave me this big hug, and he goes, he's a Mexican guy, and he goes, you are like, what's that word you English have? Fortnight. You're like a fortnight, 2 week. And the joke didn't quite work because it's 2 weeks, but you know, it kind of worked, and I got the point. And you know, now I started going to the gym and shit, and I got a standing desk, and all of my back problems went away. I haven't had any since. I saw Elon tweeting about this the other day. He's like talking about how Neuralink. He's like, what if we just switch off the bit that says back pain? That motherfucker's there for a reason, though, Elon. Like, you know what I mean? And if I hadn't had the back pain, it wouldn't have like forced me to go and get the messages I needed to get to sort my shit out and get a standing desk and start picking up heavy shit. I ain't had no back problems since then. I do have a pain here right now because I got dinged up in the gym this morning. That's quite funny that I'm talking. I don't got no pain. I have no problem now. I got this here. It hurts right now actually, but it'll be gone in the morning, and it'll be fine. But anyway, yeah. So like, you know, once I'd got all that locked in, I was able to make the second Jocko album, because I can't be making another Jocko album if I still hadn't learned the lessons of the first one. Like, you know, there's always these things in these albums, and you're like, and then you kind of, the thing that you don't want to do, that's the thing you got to do. Like with that, as I often talk about on JBP Wave Genesis, it was the drinking song. So I was like, all right, I need to stop drinking. You know, on the Naval album, the second one, he was talking about a busy calendar and a busy mind will stop you from, you know, doing great things in this world. So I had to stop streaming twice a day. It's shit like that, right? But the thing that I realized about Jocko that I was still avoiding and making excuses for, all your excuses are lies, in my mind was the getting up early. I never got up early. I've never been a get up early type of a motherfucker. I've been a stay up late motherfucker. Part of it is because when I was a little kid, I used to stay up late reading books. And I wasn't supposed to be doing that, and I was being a little rebel, and I was under the covers with a little torch, and I was reading books till like 5 in the morning, and then, you know, I'd get woken up to go to school, and it'd be like go in the shower, I'd go in the bathroom and lie on the floor and sleep for another 10 minutes while I was supposed to be in the shower. You know, I was all fucked up at school. And then when I like left home, you know, I had to get jobs. Like I left home just before I was 16, and I had to work a lot, right? I had to work in all these factories and all these fucking places, an army barracks, like a lawyer's office, a box factory, a sauce factory. You could argue now I run a sauce factory, Meaningwave Recordings. You know, and I worked in all these places where I had to get up stupid early, and I didn't like getting up stupid early. And as soon as I was working for myself and setting my own shit, I was like, I ain't never getting up early again, and I would stay up till 5 in the morning making music, and yeah, you know. So I'd always been Jocko in his get up before the enemy, get up at 4 o'clock thing. I was like, that's stupid. Oh, it's not for me. I wasn't like, it's stupid. I was like, that's not for me. That's for you. That's for certain kind of people. It's not for me. But when it came time, I was like, I'm ready for Jocko 3, but to do Jocko 3, I'm going to have to lean into the thing that I don't want to do. And I'm going to make this album. I'm going to have to get up at 4 in the morning and make the album at 4 in the morning. So that's what I did. And this whole album was made at 4 in the morning, right here in DSPLDC, Don Studios Playa del Carmen, Mexico. It was made at 4 in the morning. I'd get up 4, sometimes a bit early. I'd come straight down here and just go straight into music. Nothing else. No, I wasn't looking at emails. I wasn't like, none of the detritus of the day was attaching itself to me. It was just pure. It was pure creation mode, and it was really quite marvelous. I wasn't expecting what happened. I wasn't expecting it to work in that fashion. I wasn't expecting to be able to be so creative at that time of day, and for it actually to have this kind of untethered, pure, epic glory about it. Not only does one feel fantastic because you've beaten the you that wants to stay in bed, that's very, 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 viscerally noisy every time, every day. You don't want to get up, but you tell that motherfucker to shut his fucking face, and you do it. And that, so you feel like a champion, and that's a good feeling. But then when you come in and you make shit, people used to talk about the ether a lot it was all about the ether, and the ether was the source of all this stuff, the source of energy and power and inspiration and all these things, this ether, this magical sort of force that hangs around. Well, one's connection to the ether at that time of the day is very pure. It's untethered by the things that attach themselves to you during the day. And also, there's not all these other people around in your vicinity using the ether. It's like when you have a lot of people getting home from work and the Wi-Fi suddenly becomes unusable because everybody's got back and they've switched on their various game shows or whatever the fuck. Like, if you up at 4 a.m. doing like creative shit, accessing the fifth dimension and all that, there ain't a lot of other people in your vicinity doing that. So it seems to me that the channels at that time of day are a lot clearer and it's a lot easier. It reminded me of when I stopped drinking and I was suddenly not carrying around a bag of rocks of drunkenness. I was suddenly clear, and it was like a huge advantage. So that's the thing I discovered making this record. So thank you, Jocko, for that, because that's a gift now. That's now something I've got for the rest of my life. That's something I've got for the, you know. And that's the thing with these records. That's what I'm always doing. I'm always downloading something. I'm always Neo in the Matrix. I know Kung Fu. I know 4 a.m. Yeah? I now know 4 a.m. and I wouldn't know 4 a.m. in that way otherwise. So, yeah, shouts out to that.
You gotta go down You gotta go down swinging. And I'll tell you this, if you fight with all you've got, more often than not, you won't go down at all. You win. But you gotta make that attitude part of your everyday life.
The extra rep.
The extra mile, the extra round. The right choices to make yourself stronger mentally and physically. Stand and fight. Fight against weakness and against fear. And fight against time and decay. Fight back!
You gotta go down!
Go down swinging.
Oh, way, oh.
Go down swinging.
Oh, way, oh.
Give every day everything you've got. Everything you've got. Everything you've got. Everything you've got. Go down swinging.
Oh, way, oh.
And when you face a challenge, even something where you don't believe you can win, maybe it's a situation where you cannot win. But if you can't win, remember this: you have nothing to lose.
Nothing.
So stand up and go forward and go out in a blaze of glory, fighting with everything you've got, every ounce of energy, every bead of sweat, and every drop of blood, till your last breath. And then, and only then, you can stand down. You can stand down. You can put down your sword. You can put down your shield. And rest. In peace.
You gotta go!
Go down swinging.
Oh!
Go down swinging.
Oh, way, oh.
Give every day everything you've got. Everything you've got. Everything you've got. Everything you've got. Go down swinging.
Whoa! Oh, way, oh! You did. That was cool, right? Writing that at 4 a.m. You're 4 a.m. You gotta go! Like, singing that thing super loud. That was one of these great ones as well. It was like, I have this fucking database. I have this database, right, of all the stuff that I want to make into records, like that's vocal sample based, right? I have databases of everything. But, so I have this Jocko section. I have all this Jocko, and like, whenever I listen to something Jocko and it presents itself as musical, you know, I put it in there and da-da-da-da-da. That one, I put it on. I'd filed it before. I put it on. He literally just says that, and I literally just sang back to the screen. You gotta go down swinging. Oh, hey, oh. And I was like, oh shit, that's the song. Quick, I'd better get that out quick before it evaporates into the air. It was very much there, and I did. Another thing about this record is I did all the guitars on it, because the session musician I usually use to do my guitars was not available to play electric guitar. He could only play acoustic because he moved or something. He left his guitar in Italy, and he only does session shit for me now. He stopped doing it for anyone else. He only does it for me. But anyway, he was not available, and it's Jocko, and I had a very specific vision for how I wanted it to sound. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself. You know what I mean? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself. So I did all the guitars on this record, and yeah, I'm very happy with how they came out. Actually, it's like a different flavor. It's like a very different thing when you're like doing it, obviously. Duh. And particularly, you know, because I'm still in like early in my learning the guitar phase. I'm very punk in that. You know what I mean? I remember hearing Graham Coxon from Blur talking about how when he made Song 2, you know, Song 2, ding 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 ding, woo! When he made that, basically he'd got so good at the guitar, he was no good anymore. He was like too good, and he just kept being like virtuoso and noodly and shit. And he wanted to take it back to when he was first learning, because when you're first learning, there's like you only know 3 chords or something, right? So you use those chords and you do the kind of the most pure thing you could do, and that's why one of the reasons a lot of bands' early records are their most beloved, and some would argue best, is because there's this simplicity in those early capacities to express, right? That can only be executed in that fashion. So anyway, Graham Coxon from Blur, when he was making that album, he tied his hand up with tape and shit, and like played some shit behind his back and all this stuff. So he deliberately was clumsy and not as good as he actually was. And that's how Song 2 came out, was him deliberately crippling himself. Anyway, so suffice to say is I'm early in Guitar Town, you know what I mean? And it's a cool place to be. It's an enjoyable place to be. Shouts out everyone locked in. How are you doing? What up, Chill Canuck? Hey, thanks, man. Chill Canuck, what's cracking? Andre G says, nice tank top. Thank you very much. This is the Meaningwave Thundercats. You can get this at meaningwave.com. You can, meaningwave.com.
Meaningwave.com. Because happiness is a side effect of meaning.
Did you know that?
Meaningwave.com. Because happiness is a side effect of meaning.
Yeah, that's so true. I love that. And I love all my sound effects. And I love that guy who did those sound effects for me. He's lovely. Shout out to him. I've never met him. I employed him on the internet. You know what I mean? Justin Conley's in the house, says standing desk is the way. Can't stay. That rhymed, but I wanted to drop in and say. He's rhyming all over the place. Keep up the great work. Love the new album. Hey, thank you very much, Justin Conley. Appreciate you. Vincent Dibona is in the house. What's up? Formerly VJDII. Oh, well, there you go. Stopping in, say hi. Congrats on the new album, Akira. Well, congratulations on being here. It's a very beautiful place to be, and we're very glad you're here. Shouts out to you. Richard, lots of downs, but killed it to the tunes of Meaningwave and made it happen. Happy days now. Thank God. Thank you, God. Now I can take it from here. Thank you, God. Now I can take it from here. You know what I mean? I saw a beautiful video of Michael Chandler, UFC superstar and MMA badman. He sent me a video of him. It was on his stories of him doing some training to Thank You, God with Paul Harvey. How about that? Isn't that amazing? And so that's a very spiritual record, you know, it's a beautiful spiritual record. So it's nice to see footage of someone kicking someone's ass spiritually to that record. Da-na-na. Oh, fuck. And speaking of which, shouts out to Michael Chandler, who has been sharing, and he's been doing this for a bit, but he did a couple of posts this week, which I really appreciated, spreading the good word of MEANINGWAVE. And I would like to, you know, thank everybody who spreads the good word of MEANINGWAVE. And this is a good way of doing it, is like posting a thing on the internet and putting the music on it. I don't know why this isn't working sound-wise, but anyway, maybe it will on this one. You see a thing? Oh, there you go.
Never fail you. No.
Oops. Go back.
Does discipline ever fail you?
Wait.
No.
No.
Actually, discipline does not fail me. I fail discipline. That's what happens on days where I veer off the path and onto the slippery slope of weakness. It is discipline's fault. It is my fault. I'm the one that's being weak. It is my fault. I'm the one that's not holding the line. I'm the one that is deciding to take the short-term gratification instead of the long-term domination. When I make that error, when I let discipline down, there's only one thing to do. And that's get back on the path. Get back on it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. Step it up and go harder and push for it. Get back on the path.
Get back on!
Get back on it.
See you at the top. See how cool that is? That's very cool. Thank you very much, Michael Chandler, you bad man. He also posted this with Go Down Swinging on it, but I don't know why it's not playing on the web thing, but on the internet it plays Go Down Swinging. And he said, stand and fight, go down swinging. It's not the person who pushes the hardest what usually wins. It's the person who pushes the hardest after it gets painful. Exactly. You know what I mean? So, yeah, big up, man, like Michael Chandler, and big up everyone who be sharing this music in whatever way they can. It makes a massive difference. It's really helpful. And it's really appreciated. Shouts out to the MEANINGWAVE missionaries. Who was it? I saw a good one today. Where was it? It was on X. Someone messaged me and said they had taken the opportunity to buy a super chat or something on No Agenda. That was it. Dibs on Living says, No Agenda podcast. I used my 15 seconds of fame to spread the love. The show averages 1 million listeners per episode. Does it now? I did not know that. I used to listen to No Agenda years ago. Like, Adam Curry is a pioneer, obviously. He played one of my songs called Bankers from my first album on his show years ago. And I think I have him on my soundboard.
Akira the Don.
Yeah, I do. There he is.
Akira the Don.
That's Adam Curry right there. But shouts out Dibs on Living, who did a shout out. Shout out is at the 22530 mark. That's nice. I don't know where the link is. I'll have to pull this up another time, I guess. Jason harvested this for me earlier, didn't he? I wonder if I can pull this up in here. Let me see. No Agenda. That would be cool if I could. No Agenda podcast. No way. Can I make it work? Maybe I can make it work. Apologies for this crinkly microphone lead. It needs replacing, evidently.
No jingles, but I would like a karma switcheroo. Undoubtedly, the No Agenda Nation has benefited from your sharp and insightful media deconstruction, and I think they would also benefit from checking out a burgeoning musical talent, Akira the Don, A-K-I-R-A, setting philosophers, entertainers, and scholars to phenomenal tracks, including Joe Rogan, Alan Watts, Charles Bukowski, and David Foster Wallace, to name a few. If there was a Mount Rushmore of personally impactful people I have never met, Crackpot, Buzzkill, and Akira the Don would be on it. Thank you for your courage. P.S. I would also like to formally enter the No Agenda handwriting contest. See the attached note, and please send my Bitcoin prize money to the address on file. That is very interesting handwriting. Very nice, very pretty. That's for sure. So karma switcheroo for Akira the Don.
You've got karma.
Akira the Don.
There you go. So that that's funny. Thank you very much for that, Dibs on Living. Meaningwave missionaries. Not that one.
MEANINGWAVE.
Where is it? I thought I had the regulators on the soundboard. Never mind. Regulators! 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 Shit, while we're here, actually. While we're here on my Twitter tab. Oh, where you are? While we're on my Twitter tab, let me get back on my Twitter tab. Let me get back on my notifications. Let me get back on my mentions. What am I looking for? No. Shooby, this is my X feed in my mentions. See, I have nice mentions. People are nice. People are pretty nice in my mentions. For the most part. Boom, boom, boom. Where was this guy I was looking for? Hey, look at that. It's Cindy Bailey's kid dressed up as MF Doom. Isn't that nice? Shouts out to Kayla dressed up as MF Doom. BNHO. BNPHO. Oh yeah, look at this guy. Hemafella. Shouts out Hemafella, who's dressed up as Akira the Don for Halloween. Look, in the background on the wall it says skibbity toilet no skibbity. Skibbid. What does that mean? I mean, I know what it means technically. I know what a skibbity toilet is. But what in the context of this? Here he is, Hemafella. Dressed up as Akira the Don, and initially I was like, because he sent me a couple of these, I was, oh look, he got the tattoo down. Look at that, he got the tattoo there. It took me a while to realize that he was posed as my avatar. I forgot that was even my avatar. You know what I mean? I forget that that's how I'm visually represented. But here he is in the world. What did he say? He said, for Halloween, I decided to dress up as one of my heroes, Akira the Don. #MEANINGWAVE. And I think that's pretty good. I think Hemafella won Halloween. Shouts out to you. I didn't dress up as anything. I didn't really do anything for Halloween. I was very busy getting an album together, you know what I mean, and all that. I didn't realize when I was like, I set the release date. Here's what happened is I set the release date for last week. It was supposed to come out last week. And then there was some kind of a complication, as there so often is in this world. You will notice that there was more singles than normal for this Jocko album. Normally we put out 3 singles, then the album comes out. For this one, we put out 4. And that was purely because I had some issues, so I was like, let's have another single. Like I say, I mean, the records are amazing. We could have, it's an 11-track album. It's 11. They could all be singles, frankly. But anyway, yeah. So there's a song that was supposed to come out today, and it's actually coming out next week, and it was supposed to come out today, and I'm going to play it for you later. It's actually going to come out on November 5th. We're going to put out the music video, and we're going to make it available on Bandcamp. It won't be on Spotify till Thursday midnight like normal, but you will have it on Tuesday, and when I play it later, you will understand why it's useful that you have it on Tuesday. You know what I mean? We operate over here in a fashion of usefulness, of utility. You know what I mean? And you will see why when I play you the record in a bit. Shouts out Free Consciousness says, get Riz. Exactly. Exactly. Stick your get out for the Rizzler and all that. Shouts out to the Rizzler. That's like my favorite guy. He's great. Adam Hull's in the house, says live with Akira. Much love, brother. I love the new work. Thank you very much. Dewey's in the house. Chad's in the house. Sway. Man like Sway. Ugh. What's going on with my noises? Ugh. Weird.
Fight!
Anyway, never mind that. Yeah, I got to get a new cable. Apologies for the crackly cable. Ain't nothing I could do about it right now, apart from pray on it or something. Stop being crackly and play loud music so you don't notice. I think that's what we got to do. Get after it, says Sway. Exactly. Exactly. This song gets 5 booms on the boom meter for me. Boom! 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 Do they do it that way or that way? Boom! Feels good either way. Boom! Boom! Feels real good. Boom!
A failure is psychological.
Would help if I played the vocal.
What do you do
Yeah!
when you fail? You know, recently we reviewed that U.S. Army field manual from like World War II era, and it says in that manual, it says, other than death, all failure is psychological.
Other than death, all failure is psychological. Other than death, all failure is psychological.
Just think about that. This failure, this upset, this catastrophe. If you aren't dead, then it's just psychological. It's in your head.
Whoa.
It's in your head. If you
You're
aren't
not
dead,
dead! It's in your head. Other than death, all failure is psychological. Other than death, all failure is psychological.
Now, this does not mean that you won't lose some battles, because you will.
What up, Steve Santa Cruz?
We all will. But it does mean that as long as you don't surrender, as long as you don't give up, as long as you don't quit, then you haven't failed. It just means you've made a temporary tactical retreat. You've made a brief withdrawal so that you can regroup and reattack.
Other than death, all failure is psychological. Other than death, all failure is psychological.
So, as far as I'm concerned, if you get beat, unless you're dead, you are not defeated. And you have not failed. What you've done is you've learned. You've gained experience. And you're still alive. And you have moves to make. So get up. And go get after it.
other than Death, which is a banger. They're all bangers. I mean, you know, that's what we do, right? That's what we do. That's the idea. It's the idea. Why bother otherwise? I never understood it. I often hear people talking about the death of the album, which is strange because I deal in albums and I listen to albums and I don't understand that world of a dead album. And they talk about how albums are pointless and it's just singles and some filler. And I've never understood that either. An album is a body of work and everything on it should be fire. And there's a billion amazing albums that work in that fashion. I was listening to Def Leppard's Hysteria yesterday, walking around Playa del Carmen. I'm back on my 10k steps a day minimum shit right now. And that's cool because it gives you an opportunity to listen to a whole album while walking around. I listened to Def Leppard's Hysteria. Incredible record. I haven't listened to it for a long, long time. And I would argue it's the high watermark of rock production. Quite possibly. It's an incredibly produced record. Everything has a place, its own space and place. Everything has power. It's an incredible record. But anyways, as an album, it's a fucking fantastic album. Like, the whole album is magnificent. And I'm a person who deals in albums. I'm a person who makes albums. Made quite a lot of albums this year. I don't know how many albums. Does anyone know how many albums this year? I don't off the top of my head know how many albums this year. It's been a few. It's been a good MEANINGWAVE year. I'll have to have a look on the internet. Let's see what it's saying for things I've done this year. Releases, show all. We had Warpath. We had, I'm not going to include the instrumental albums. We had Warpath. We had Hank. We had Goggins 2. We had The Strangest Secret in the World. We had Meditations Volume 2. Okay, so there you go. When I say it like that, it's like, there's not that many. But if you go ask your favorite artists how many incredible albums they've made this year, and we've got more to come. So, you know, I feel like I'm warming up right now. I feel we're in warming up mode. Shout out Chad. Appreciate you, Chad, you bad man. It says, who else has listened to Warpath on repeat today? I have. Also, driver's test in Canada, we have 3 levels to do. I got my G2. Next is G. Wait, you have to do 3 tests. Or 3 levels of tests. Anyway, get after it. Sway, I just finished listening to 2001 A Space Odyssey, Akira the Don set. What was that? I don't even remember that. Was that a live stream? I'm sure it was great. Black and Blue Fence is excellent album, Akira. Thank you very much. Steve Santa Cruz is in the house. Says you got that fire, bro. Warpath. You are breathtaking. Appreciate you. Akira on Jocko podcast went, says Mr. Crow. Good question. What's funny is, like, you know what I mean, when people used to ask me that around the time of the first album, I was like, I'd be a bit embarrassed to meet Jocko because, like, I don't know what a burpee is. You know what I mean? I know what a burpee is now. I understand the burpees now. I've done 100 consecutive burpees. I've done 1 billion burpees, but I've done 100 consecutive. Although, do you ever watch these guys, these Latino guys who are very good at burpees? They've all been to jail, and they get mad good at burpees. There's a guy called the Burpee King, and that motherfucker just sits there. He does burpees 15 minutes a day, straight. He just goes on his Instagram or whatever and streams it. When I first saw his shit be popping up in my shit, and I thought he was just doing burpees for, you know, doing 10 burpees. I ain't sit there watch the whole video. It's like, oh, here's a cool guy doing some burpees. That's cool. But nah, he's there 15 minutes. Just burpee, burpee, burpee. I guess that there's, and I'm not at that point. I guess there's a point you must get to in your capacity for doing things where you could just do them forever. I mean, you get that with, what have I had that physically with? Running. I've had that with running. Like where you're just running a lot. I used to run on the beach when I was in Wales, preparing to go to America. I used to run on the beach every day. And after a while of doing that, I got to the point where I could just run forever. And you realize, oh, you kind of unlock a thing. Because, you know, in the early days of running, just running for like 20 seconds is difficult, you know? Fuck this. Hurts and shit. And it gets to a point where, like, you kind of unlock a level and you could just run. You're like a horse, so you could just keep going. Just fucking forever. So I guess that must happen. But that has not happened to me with burpees yet. I still despise them. I still find them very upsetting. But I do them anyway. So there. JT the Lionheart's in the house. What's up to you? Mr. Crow is in the house. What's up? Mr. Crow says, banger year for Meaningwave. Yeah, I think it's been a banger year for Meaningwave. You know, me and Charlotte were going through the records and we were going through everything, and it was like, basically after we got fucking locked out the USA and had to rebuild everything from scratch in an Airbnb in Mexico, including equipment, everything, the production did go down a bit. You know what I mean? We had like fucking, 10 albums 1 year, 6 albums 1 year, 7 albums 1 year, and then it went down to like fucking 3. Something like that. It was difficult. And I feel like I was doing a lot. I put out, it wasn't as many albums, but I did a lot of singles. There was all the Meaningwave Masterpieces stuff. I did keep things moving. But it was very difficult for a while, and we're on the other side of that whole situation now to a degree, and it's good. Very good is in the house. Says, how do you remain so consistent, and where does the motivation come from? Well, consistency is just a decision. You just decide you're going to do it, and you do it, right? So you have to have you have to give yourself non-negotiables, So then you just do it. You just execute, and you execute until that becomes habit. And then your habit will carry you where you want to go, as surely as a crowd surfing a rock festival, So it's a decision you make to be consistent. And then you do it. So I release music every week. That's what I do. So no matter what is going on, no matter what's happening, I'm moving house, I'm sick, I'm getting attacked by demonic forces. No matter what's going on, the music's gonna come out, right? And we're gonna keep it moving. So you do what you do to make that happen. And then there's lots of systems you can put in place in your life to make it so that you can actually do what you need to do. But the main thing is it's just a decision that you make, and then you adhere, And then as far as the motivation, again, it comes and goes. Motivation is meaningless to a degree, because motivation is a thing that you constantly, if you're relying on motivation, you're going to need motivation all the time, right? So what you do is you rely on the other thing, which is part one of the question, which is how the consistency works. And the missing word in that, I guess, was discipline. And that's what these Jocko records is all about, right? And that's just true. So it's the discipline you rely on, not the motivation. And the discipline to execute on the plan, and to do what you said you were going to do, and you just do it. It's literally that. You just do it. You just get on with it, and things are very easy in that fashion. If you just do what you got to do, you know what I mean? A lot of time you can get like lost in like, oh, should I or shouldn't I, right? If you find yourself in that, you're in trouble. You need to put in place things in your life to remove those sorts of conversations. I used to have all these annoying like with my wife, like, what we eating for dinner? Oh, I don't know. And then I just switched to basically just fucking eating steak. And then it wasn't a question anymore. You know what I mean? My wife's like, oh, what have you been eating? She's away. She's in Wales looking after her mum. And with Hercules. It's the fucking same thing every day. I get up, I slunk 4 raw eggs. I have a coffee with some, what's it called? What's the powder I put in it? I put creatine in the milkshake. Collagen, that's it. A scoop of collagen in the coffee. And I have 2 coffees, and then I go to the gym and I have a white monster. And I come back from the gym and I have like a bag of 5 chicken muslos. Basically, it's just chicken. And I chop it up and I eat that shit with hot sauce. And then in the afternoon, I have like 4, I just eat a lot of ground beef now. I don't even do steaks. So I've just been taking ground beef and making burger patties and putting cheese on it, which if you go to In-N-Out, that's called a Flying Dutchman. So I just bang a lot of them. And I just do that every single day. Every single day. And people go, oh, don't you get bored? Don't you get bored of eating the same thing? And the answer is no. I got bored of being like, oh, what am I going to eat? Oh, what am I going to do? And that wasting all this energy. And it's all this energy that could be used on making banger albums. So I would rather take that energy and put it into the banger albums myself. Free Consciousness says, he's powering up! JT Lionheart says, I'm still hooked on Marcus Aurelius Wave Volume 2. Well, I'm so glad. And also, I'm planning out next year and what records to do next year. And I'm kind of thinking that like waiting 4 years for another Marcus record, I don't think we need to do that. What do you think? What do you think? Okay, and here you go. We need to do the international high five. So let's do the international high five. And I just want to know like where you at, and let me know what you would something that you would love to see next year in Meaningwave. Steve says, check out Jesse Lee Peterson beta compilation. I'm sure I already have. I've watched the fuck of a lot of Jesse Lee Peterson. I love Jesse Lee Peterson. He's a genius. I could watch him all day long. He's also really good on X. Like his tweets are also brilliant. He's just very good at what he does. Shouts out to that beautiful, beautiful man. Sway says, Iron Wolf popped up on my algorithm. My burpees have gone up. Mr. Crow says, the music continued to be filled with passion and wisdom, even when it was hard for you. Well, like I was saying earlier, it's non-negotiable, right? So doing the music and keeping music coming out was a non-negotiable. No matter what's going on, no matter I was in a foreign country with a laptop and without a studio and not knowing what the fuck was going on and all this financially very difficult times sometimes, and it doesn't matter. That's the non-negotiable. You do it. Do it. No? Free Consciousness says, praying for Charlotte's mum. Thank you very much. I too have been praying for Charlotte's mum. She is, she a bad motherfucker. She's hard. I have no doubt in my mind that she will get through it. But it's a difficult thing having cancer and things chopped out of you. And Charlotte has got a big job to do looking after her, and also Hercules is there. Anyway, they're all epic and wonderful, and it's a part of life. It's a part of life. We all know that. Habits good, says Sheila. What's up, Meaning Gang, says Joe. Adam Hull's in the house, what's up? Joe says, do you still slunk eggs? Sorry, I just joined. Yes, 4 every morning. 4 every morning. I get up, feed the cat, bang, 4 raw eggs. Boom, easy. And it's so easy because you're just never hungry in the morning. You don't get hangry. You have that foundation of protein and everything. It takes fucking seconds. Bop, 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 done. And no fucking around. And I've been doing that for years now. Years. Thanks for the answer. Appreciate it. It says very good. Appreciate the question. Appreciate you. Mr. Crow says, Meditations 3 2025, baby. Grand delays in the house, Indianapolis. Sorry for typo in the hot tub, lol. Typo in the hot tub sounds like an emo band. Sway, Tacoma, WA. I'd like to see more posters. Yeah, we got a lot of posters. Posters on the shop. We got a lot of posters, Let me show you. The website could be better organized than it will be, and there's a new website coming. But if you go to the store, and if you go to accessories, and if you go to posters and prints, and then you will see, we're in new to old here, there's a lot of posters. Basically, we turn all of the artwork into posters. You can get a Warpath poster. Look at that. You can get a Warpath poster and hang it on your wall. You see, and have that beautiful, beautiful face observing you. Observing. Look at this one. I really like this one. This was the Kali Yuga one with the Kali Yuga artwork. You can get that. Boom. Amazing. Meaningwave.com. Why though? Why?
Meaningwave.com. Because happiness is a side effect of meaning.
Yeah, exactly. Shouts out to Andrew Komaromi. 55 months of supporting us. Thank you very much, Andrew Komaromi, for your support. Congratulations on another Jocko album that is pure fire. Yeah! Appreciate you. Free Consciousness says I have an Anthem poster, and it is beautiful. Isn't it crazy? It's a year since Anthem. A year since Anthem. Where is it? There's Anthem. There's Anthem for the Iron Rand project, and that's a nice poster you can have, and you can hang that in your room. You see, and that's a nice thing to do. If you look here, look, she's actually got one on her wall somewhere. It's somewhere on her wall, I'm pretty sure, because I put it there. Anyway, Jocko Warpath poster would be fire in a garage gym. Exactly. You know. We have a lot of posters. They're great. Go to meaningwave.com. Get yourself some posters. Also, while we're on the subject, if you get the Jocko Digital Music Bundle in the Digital Music Bundles section, that contains all of the Jocko albums and all of the Jocko instrumentals. And it's, what is it, like $20 less than it would be if you bought them separately. And you can get in it the Warpath instrumentals right now. They're not going to be available till November the 15th on streaming platforms, but if you want the instrumentals right now, you can get them as part of the Jocko Meaningwave bundle. You see, look, there it is. It's got Warpath, Get Some of the Path, and it's got all of the instrumentals. It's also got the tracks that aren't on albums, or the feature track like Discipline Gets Things Done, the Christmas joints, and of course a presidential address from the multiverse single, you know. So head on over to meaningwave.com and make the world a better place.
Meaningwave.com, because happiness is a side effect of meaning.
Yeah, exactly. That's the truth. That's the triple truth. Roof. We were doing Mr. Crow says getting Jocko now. You should. Also, look, we got there's t-shirts as well of that. If you go to t-shirts, and if you say sort by date new to old, you see that, look, Warpath t-shirt. This is a really good t-shirt. Do you like these new t-shirts? Do you like them? I've been spending some time doing designs and stuff that work nicely on t-shirts and doing different colors and things like that. And I think it's very cool. Look, you can get the Warpath one. You can get it on a red t-shirt, so it looks just like the art. But you can also get it on a black t-shirt, you know, and you can get it on a white t-shirt and a blue t-shirt, you see. And it's very cool. And yeah, so anyway, yeah, check that out. Meaningwave.com. Meaningwave.com.
Meaningwave.com, because happiness is a side effect of meaning.
Why did that just go slow? I've got my suspicions. We're doing the International High Five still. Afghani Heat says, last streams you said you'd be dropping 3 albums in November. Any hints? I thank you for your effort. I've been listening to Unbroken on repeat recently. Good. Unbroken is a useful one if you want to be unbroken. And of course you do, and of course we all do. Hints for the albums in the albums that are coming up shortly. No. Yes. All right. I'll give you one clue for one of them. Pretty obvious. One of them should be. There's your clue for one of them. Dewey says, I'd love to hear something with Terence McKenna. Praying for Charlotte and her mum as well. Thank you very much for that. Matthew, Colorado, looking forward to the second Harvey wave. The second Harvey wave. Was there a first? Well, Freedom to Change is an EP. And a great EP at that. Yes, more Harvey. Everyone loves Harvey. Everyone loves Paul Harvey. Paul Harvey is wonderful. If I Was the Devil with Paul Harvey has been picking up traction again. I've been seeing that a lot on X and TikTok and stuff, really. Not that I look on TikTok, but I see the stats. Matthew, yes, I read yours. Free Consciousness in Vegas, Meditations 3 will be epic. There you go, that's true. Mr. Crow, Jocko Warpath poster, great in a garage gym. That's true, I read that. Sway, I have some things in our control and others not, but that was before the editions. Oh, well, there you go. Mr. Crow, getting Jocko now. Sway, I love the CDs from the Aurelius albums. Big flex that they're signed and that I'm listed as a producer. Yeah, exactly. And they're super rare. They're super rare. There was going to be some available to sell in the shop. And then hundreds of them got impounded at the Mexican border, didn't they? And destroyed. Destroyed! Destroyed! Anyway, I'm glad you got your Marcus Aurelius CDs. I'm glad that you enjoyed them. And thank you for your production. Sheila, Nashville, I want to see more streams. And Young Herc in 2025. Did you hear? Shame Young Herc's not here. Did you hear Young Herc's Halloween song? Did you hear his Halloween song? Do you want to hear his Halloween song? I'll play you his Halloween song. In case you didn't hear it. I can hear myself coming from somewhere. Where am I coming from? Is it there? Yeah, it is there. I posted this the other day. It will be difficult to find. Probably it'll be easier if I find it on my Instagram. Yeah, here you go. It's done. What do you reckon?
It's amazing. It's so good. It made this chair stick to my butt.
All right, let's check it out. Woo! San Diego.
Killer fish, killer fish, killer fish, killer fish, killer fish, killer fish. Bet you ain't never seen a fish like this.
I'm a killer fish. Hello.
Hello.
I'll be your killer fish for the evening. Thank you.
Fish. Was that distorting for you? Probably was. It was distorting for me. Killer Fish from San Diego, Little Hercules. He's changing his name to Herco, I think. Herco Merco. He says that Little is like a rapper or something, and he wants to represent his English heritage, so he's changing his name to Herco Merco or something. Anyway, he said he wanted to make a song for Halloween, so he came down to the studio. I said, all right, what do you want? What's your song? He goes, I want to make a song about a killer fish. And that's that little vocal sample. Hello, I'm a killer fish. It's like a meme or something. So we pulled that up, and then he made the beat. He basically just went dum dum dum. He's like, I want a sound like a brrr. So I found the sound. He meant an 808, so I found the 808 and he hit it, and he put a hi-hat on it. I said, all right, now do you want about a kick drum? He says, don't need a kick drum, the boom's already going boom. I said, all right, we need a snare. He said, no, don't need a snare. It's fine how it is. So it's like literally no snare, just a sub bass, basically. And then he freestyled the thing in one take and just sort of made it up off the top of his head, and then said he wanted it to go at the end, so we did guitars at the end. That was that. It's very, very enjoyable working with the young Hercules. He's very pure in his creation. Doesn't need a snare drum. Doesn't need silly things like that. It's just like boom, it's perfect. Doesn't need anything else. That's great. He's very happy. And yeah. Killer Fish from San Diego. Mr. Crow says, I hope Herc did another Christmas track this year. The one from last year was so good. Oh yeah, he was on the Christmas album last year, wasn't he? Yes, he was. Yes, indeed. Shouts out to him. Anyway, international high five. We're doing an international high five. And we know how that happens. We go like this. Are you ready? You ready? If you've never done an international high five, all you've got to do is high five the screen at the same time as everyone else. I'm going to do it on this camera today. I've only got 2 cameras right now, but who needs 2 cameras? Two's a lot. 1 is plenty. 2 is an abundance. And we're going to do the international high five right now. 3, 2, 1. High five. You see?
Discipline ever fail you?
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
Actually,
no.
discipline does not fail me. I fail discipline.
No.
That's what happens on days where I veer off the path and onto the slippery slope of weakness. It isn't discipline's fault. It's my fault. I'm the one that's being weak. It's my fault. I'm the one that's not holding the line. I'm the one that is deciding to take the short-term gratification instead of the long-term domination. When I make that error, when I let discipline down, there's only one thing to do, and that's get back on the path. Get back on it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. Get back on the path. Get back on it. Step it up and go harder and push forward. Get back on the path. Get back on it. When laziness creeps in, it's not discipline that opened the door. It's me. It's me. Rationalizing, blaming, and justifying that laziness. When I decide to take the easy path instead of the righteous path of discipline, that is my decision. That's all on me. That's all on me. It's me deciding to cave to my weaknesses and become a slave to them. And when I make that error, when I let discipline down, there's only one thing to do. Get back on it. Get back on the path.
Go!
Get back on it.
Get back on
the path. Get back on it. Step it up and go harder and push forward. Get back on the path. Get back on it.
Get back on! Get back on! Get back on it.
For your transgressions, cleanse yourself in the fire and the suffering of the discipline, and get back on the path. The hard, unrelenting path of discipline. That path that leads to freedom.
What's up? This is a lot of people who said this is their favorite.
I'm not weakness.
Weakness.
I am nothing but weakness.
Smash that like. Check that link in the troop chat or something.
Akira. I'm not naturally strong or fast or flexible. I'm certainly not the smartest person in the world. I get emotional over stupid things.
Are you mad, blood?
Weakness. Do I have weakness? I am
Make some
nothing
noise if
but
you're locked in.
weakness.
Let's see all them Jocko faces in the chat. I see a wall of Jocko face.
Akira. I'm not naturally strong or fast or flexible. I'm certainly not the smartest person in the world. Weakness.
I really love that beginning drop.
I am nothing
Oh my goodness.
Weakness.
That little drop out. Weakness!
Akira. I'm not naturally strong or fast or flexible. I'm certainly not the smartest person in the world. I get emotional over stupid things. I eat the wrong foods. I don't sleep enough. I procrastinate. I waste time. I care too much about meaningless things and not enough about important things. My ego is too big. My mind is too small. Often trapped inside itself. Now, all that being said, I have a saying. A person's strength is often their biggest weakness. Their weaknesses can become strengths. Me, I am weak. In all those ways, I am weak.
But
I don't accept that.
you did. Weakness. Do I have weakness? I am nothing but weakness. But I don't accept that. Weakness. Do I have weakness? I am nothing but weakness. But I don't accept that. Yeah.
Accept that I am what I am, and that is what I am doomed to be. No, I do not accept that. I'm fighting. I'm always fighting. I'm struggling and I'm scraping and kicking and clawing at those weaknesses to change them, to stop them. Some days I win, but some days I don't. But each and every day I get back up and I move forward with my fists clenched toward the battle, toward the struggle, and I fight with everything I've got to overcome those weaknesses and those shortfalls and those flaws. Strive to be just a little bit better today than I was yesterday.
Weakness. Do I have weakness? I am nothing but weakness. But I don't accept that. Weakness. Oh, ha ha. I am nothing but weakness. But I don't accept that. Weakness. There's already so funny, just such a different process making this record. Being at like it's like 12 minutes past 4 in the morning. Weakness. Just fucking going ham, jumping up and down in this studio. That melody there. I realized later I kind of nicked that from the Smiths. It's fucking Big Mouth, innit? I love it when that happens. You're like, oh yeah. Big Mouth, oh, ha ha. Adam Monkey, where do you stand with Eggnog Wars 24? I saw that trending around, bobbling around yesterday. I don't have an opinion on eggnog other than, I mean, I don't fuck with it. My nan used to. My nan, she used to bang that eggnog on a Christmas, you know what I mean? But like any excuse to like, to be boozing like sneakily. I don't like milk and booze mixing together or like creamy textures and booze. Personally, I don't fuck with that, but like, I don't have a problem with people who do. I feel this shit is performative. It's like people go, pineapple on pizza, that's disgusting. I can't be fucked to have an opinion. Yeah, you know what I mean? Break a leg, go bang some eggnog. Shit, man, I slunk 4 raw eggs every morning. Who am I to cast aspersions on anything anybody does or puts in their face? Big mouth, oh, ha ha. Weakness! I am nothing but weakness. Look at this, look. I want to shout out Adam Hull, who just he tweeted this on X. Warpath, stay on the path, and put a link to our thing. And that's very nice of him. Shouts out everyone who does that, who helps spread the good word of MEANINGWAVE. Look, Eric Hunley just did. Shouts out to Eric Hunley. What a bad motherfucker he is. If you don't know Eric Hunley, he does great stuff. He's kind of LawTube adjacent, but he moves in multiple ways. He has a great channel. I've been on it. He has multiple channels, and I've been on a couple of them. Shouts out to him. I saw someone earlier tweet something crazy. What was it? Someone was saying that they'd been inspired by this record to switch their work schedule around and to start getting up at 4 instead of 4 in the afternoon. This is a self-employed person. I can't find too many messages. I don't know how people... I have like a relatively small account, you know what I mean? I get a relatively small amount of messages. I don't know how people who have a lot deal with anything at all. I can't find nothing now. Anyway. Warpath down now! Black and blue fins is pepperoni, jalapeno, and pineapple is my favorite. That sounds good, man. That's a banger. When I was little, one of my favorite things, there was a period of my life when I was a little kid, and we used to have like movie night on a Friday night, and my old man, we'd get a pizza from Safeway. They'd get a couple of frozen pizzas, and like I'd share the one with my dad because he got it had like spicy beef and jalapeno on it, and I really liked that. I'd share that one with my dad. My little brothers, they'd share the pepperoni one, I think. And he would get a bucket of toffee popcorn, and he would sit there with his bucket of toffee popcorn, and he would dole it out, bits of it out to us kids. But we weren't allowed to go in the bucket. He would dole us out parts, and we would watch great movies like Terminator and Alien and things like that. I got a good movie education off my old man and a good musical education off him as well. God bless my old man. And currently he lives in Wales near where Charlotte's mum lives. So Hercules has been getting to hang out with his grandpa, and that's really beautiful. And they had a sleepover the other night and watched a movie. And they hung out and went to the beach and a bunch of stuff, and it was really nice. My old man was like, I've been thinking about what to show him. My old man was wondering whether he was too young to appreciate Bottom. Bottom is a British TV show, if you've never seen it. It's a British TV show starring Adrian Edmondson and Rick Mail. It's very, very funny, very juvenile, very slapstick. They hit each other with frying pans. There's a lot of like underwear jokes and things. My old man was like, he didn't know if it was appropriate for little Hercules. Now, bearing in mind, he was showing me Bottom when I was Hercules' age and younger. But it's very nice of him to be concerned about whether things are appropriate for Hercules. I took Hercules to see Deadpool 3. You know what I mean? It's basically this kind of same humor for Americans. So I was fine. I was like, I think it's fine. TBH. But they ended up watching Spider-Man anyway. Hercules was insisting on showing my old man Spider-Man because he hadn't seen Spider-Man. And Hercules really likes the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. First time I tried to show Hercules the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man when he was a little kid, And when Green Goblin came on the screen, he shat himself. He was terrified. He didn't want to watch it anymore. Turn that off! Turn it off, Dada! And that was really cool because, like, when I was a little kid, I remember I used to watch the Spider-Man animated cartoon. And there was this one episode where the Green Goblin showed up and he discovered Peter Parker's identity. And there was a scene where he, like, fucked up Spider-Man and he pulls his mask off. And that fucking terrified me. It absolutely terrified me. I was terrified of the Green Goblin. I was terrified of the fact that he discovered Peter Parker's secret identity and could now, like, fuck with his family and shit. That really scared me to the point I didn't want to watch Spider-Man anymore. So that was something we had in common. Duri says, I miss being young and watching movies with the old man. He used to sneak me into drive-in R-rated movies. That's what fathers are for. James McGraw with the first super chat of the night. Thank you, James McGraw, for $4.99. That's very nice of you. Says, don't withhold your approbation till the parson makes oration. There you go. Looking forward to Warpath. Meaningwave exists. Now, of course, is a reference to a Berton Braley written Meaningwave song. And wow, you haven't heard Warpath yet. That's crazy. We're playing songs from it right now. This is a song from it right now. Featuring an unexpected guest star.
Akira. You want to rebel against your parents? Cool. You want to rebel against society? Cool. Rebel by working harder than everyone else.
Yeah.
That's the best form of rebellion.
Yeah.
Sure, you can go and rebel against them by cutting school, not studying. That is a form of rebellion. And guess what? You're the one that loses. So instead of doing that kind of rebellion, rebel by winning.
Okay. Rebel by winning. Rebel by winning.
Rebel by getting smarter. Rebel by working harder. Rebel by getting stronger.
Rebel by winning.
Instead of going backward, instead of decaying, get stronger, get better, grow and learn and develop and live in defiance of the weakness, in rebellion against the decay. Fight them as they creep in with their offers of instant gratification and immediate rewards. Fight them for every inch they try to take. Do not surrender any ground ever. Hold the line. Hold the line.
Rebel by winning. Rebel by winning.
Rebel by getting smarter.
Rebel by getting stronger. Rebel by getting stronger. Rebel by winning.
Rebel by winning.
By winning.
Rebel by
winning.
Rebel by getting smarter.
Rebel by working harder. Rebel by getting stronger. Rebel by winning.
By winning. I went here and I went there. Now what? Let's just do it. Let's put this thing head on. You were in it to win it. It's either winning or you're losing. Nothing in between. Winning.
Duh! Winning! There's actually like a lot of like sneaky little vocal samples on that record that people will eventually uncover. But Matthew Felty recognizes the tiger blood glory of the obvious one. Rebel by winning!
I'm pretty happy. I got a good job. I got a good family. I got a nice house. I'm in pretty good shape. Sometimes I skip workouts. Sometimes I sleep.
Cracky baby, how you doing out there? Jorinus FM, what's up? Says, hey Don, I've started making music. I wonder what you think about using AI. I wonder what you think about using AI like Suno. And what do I think about using AI? I think it's a tool, or it can be a tool. I've used AI on one song. Well, no, okay, here you go. I used it. You know the thing where you can use AI to make a voice sound like a different voice? I've used that on some backing vocals on a couple of songs. I made my voice sound like Beyonce's voice for the backing vocals of one record using that. I think it was Bobbleheads or something. One record I did that. And then I used one of those, the other AI program, not Suno, what's the other one? The other one to generate a sample for another song. So like to create essentially like a soul sample, which I then chopped up and sampled and then used for a song. So I think, yeah, you use, there's a billion tools. I would say, you know, that if you're just like, make me a pop song that sounds like Kylie Minogue, then you're like, I made a song, yay, I'm a genius. Like, it's not going to be as rewarding if you actually, as if you actually make a song. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I mean, it's like, why are you doing it? Right? What do you want to get out of it? Do you want to impose your will? Because here's the thing, right? When I'm making a song, it appears to me in my head a lot of the time, and I want to get out what's in my head and get that into the world, right? So, and I want to, you know, when you're using these things as they currently are, that's not what happens. You kind of like, you get something that's, and it's, you know, an amalgamation of whatever the thing has processed and all that sort of thing. So, you know, a lot of people have very extreme opinions on this, and they're like, oh, it's evil, and oh, it's anti-human and immoral and this, that, and the other. And you know, these things are tools. And there's, you know, there's whole fucking farms pumping out AI lo-fi beats that fill up most of the playlists on Spotify that get promoted these days, right? So if you go to a lot of the popular big Spotify lo-fi playlists, those are just like AI lo-fi beats now. But like, those aren't good things anyway. You're not, those aren't the places you go for an emotional connection or what have you. People go to those things for background music. And before the AI farms were churning them out, it had already been going on for years that they had a couple of in-house producers who were just sat there flipping loop packs. And then they would give them, there'd be like one or two guys making, I don't know, 20 beats a day or something. And they would just give them fake artist names. And they replaced all the genuine lo-fi artists on most of the big Spotify playlists a long time ago, years ago. You kind of have to go back to like 2017, 2018, when those playlists still had genuine artists on for the most part. So before the AI thing happened, that was already being done. And a certain kind of person accepted that and were happy with it because they don't care that deeply. And it had become Muzak. You remember Muzak, M-U-Z-A-K? You know, it's the sort of like fake jazz they're playing lifts. Like a certain percentage of the music is always going to be that. So I don't think it really matters how it's created. That kind of thing that is going to be pumped into the world somehow. And whatever. That's not what I personally am engaged in creating, and that's not what I personally am interested in. And I think, yeah, you know, just to go back to your question, these things are tools. If you have fun with it, if it helps you on your journey, if you can create things to use as part of other kind of, like, whatever, you know, fucking enjoy yourself, I would say. Jorina says, I've been using it to bring my lyrics to life and to get better, to learn. Yeah, there you go. I'm pretty good at writing lyrics. I try putting a lot of my soul into it. Well, there you go. You know, if it's fun, if you get something out of it, and, you know, maybe people like it. There was, for example, I talked about this before, the best thing to come out of the Drake Kendrick beef for me was the BBL Drizzy record. And that was an AI record. That was a guy who he wrote some lyrics, and he used Udio, I think it was, and had it. He was like, I want to make this in the style of Motown 1973 or what have you. And it was very catchy. And Metro Boomin, I think it was Metro Boomin. But no, it wasn't Metro Boomin, it was the other guy. No, it was Metro Boomin. Yeah, anyway, it just sampled that, slightly sped it up and put some drums on it. It was a banger. That was the best song to come out of that beef, and it was 90% an AI record. So, you know, it's crazy that we are at this time, right? To exist at this moment, the complete democratization of the capacity for people to express themselves creatively, I think that's a great thing. But just as a caveat, most of what I've heard come out of it and most of what I've heard people do with it is slop. But most of what people kind of do is slop. Like most of what is pumped out is slop. Greatness is rarer than it should be, you know. So anyway, yes, that's my opinion on that. And enjoy it. Matthew Morgan says, I've been using Suno to make songs for the Bible Memory mobile application I'm developing. Well, there you go. Are they good? Do you like them? Don't lie to yourself.
Lie to yourself. Pretty happy. I got a good job. I got a good family. I got a nice house. I'm in pretty good shape. Sometimes I skip workouts. And sometimes I sleep in. And sometimes I eat bad.
Really, would it be better if you could actually make the song yourself?
Akira.
You could be lying to yourself. That could be the problem. How is that? You can be lying to yourself by saying, I'm really happy. That can be a lie.
I'm very happy just using Suno.
Right? There's a chance. I got a good job. I got a good family. I got a house. I'm in pretty good shape. There's a chance. And if that's the scenario,
Good!
you know what? Don't worry about getting more disciplined. You're happy. You got a good job. You got a good family. You got a house. You got a car. Everything's good. That's fine. But there's a chance that that's not fine. There's a chance that you're lying to yourself. Because you know you could be better. And there's something in your mind that's saying you could be better. And you know it. And you know that the way you could get better, and the way you could do better, and the way you could be more is by having more discipline. So, discipline is rooted in the truth that we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Discipline is rooted in the truth that we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself.
Don't lie to yourself!
Tell yourself the truth. If you tell yourself the truth, and the truth is, I'm not happy with where I'm at. That's the truth. The truth is, I can do more. The truth is, I can be in better shape. The truth is, I can work harder than I'm working right now. The truth is, I can do more for my family. The truth is, I can do much better than I'm doing right now. If that's what you believe, if you believe that to be the truth, you won't have to find more discipline. Discipline will find you. It will wake you up in the morning. Have you ever been preparing for something and you didn't think you were ready and you couldn't sleep? And you wake up in the morning because it's happening? Isn't that interesting?
No!
So, when you're going through life and you truly feel like you could do better, and you could do more, and you truly feel that way, you think about that, you have a hard time sleeping.
No!
Discipline is rooted in the truth that we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Discipline is rooted in the truth that we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. You lie to yourself and say, you know what? I'm good to go. Like, I'm not worried about this operation. We're good to go. And everything will probably go fine. Sleep all night like a little baby. If you lie to yourself and you're like, I'm in pretty good shape. My family's doing fine. I like this house that I'm in. If that's the lie that you're telling yourself, maybe you can sleep just fine. And maybe it's hard to be disciplined. So what you need to do is you need to know yourself the truth about what the hell is going on in your life. Do an assessment. Break out a piece of paper and start to write down these things that you claim to be happy about. Pull the stops off. Like, okay, if I could have any house I wanted, is this house the house I wanted? Is it? Is it really? You sure about that? Hey, I'm in pretty good shape right now. You sure about that? If I could snap my fingers in a different physical shape, is this what I would choose? Or would I want to be a little bit better? Would I want to be stronger, faster? Then you gotta ask yourself, you sure about that? Discipline is rooted in the truth that we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Discipline is rooted in the truth that we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves.
Don't lie to yourself! Don't lie to yourself! Go!
That's what we need to do.
What?
That's what we need to do.
What?
And it should hurt a little bit. It should hurt a little bit. There should be aspects of your life that you know you can improve upon. That should hurt a little bit. Here's the cool thing. Take ownership of those things and guess what? Doesn't hurt at all. Now guess who's in control? You are.
Jocko, focus in a battle is easy. How do you keep focus in a long war?
Akira.
That can definitely be true. It can be pretty easy to focus on the battle that's right in front of your face. And when you're doing that, sometimes you can lose track of the long-term goal. The long-term goal. The long-term goal. Make it happen. Make it happen. The long-term goal. The long-term goal. Never lose sight of it. Ever. I want to have that long-term goal so embedded in my mind that I never lose sight of it. Ever. And those little tasks and projects,
Jocko Faces in the chat.
goals that you tackle, they need to
You got access, spam then Jocko Faces in the chat. Let's go!
winning the long.
Winning.
The long-term goal. The long-term goal. Make it happen. Make it happen. The long-term goal. The long-term goal. Never lose sight of it. Ever. And we get very caught up in instant gratification. We want results now. We want the shortcut to the winner's podium. And sometimes, when we don't get that short-term glory that we want, we lose track of those long-term goals. And you look up in 6 weeks or in 6 months or in 6 years, and you've made no progress. None. You never moved. You might even be further from your goal than you were. Why? Why did you let that happen? It's because you lost sight of that. The long-term goal. The long-term goal. Make it happen. Make it happen. The long-term goal. The long-term goal. Never lose sight of it. Ever. And at some point, after you lose sight of that goal and years have gone by, you think to yourself, maybe I can't. Maybe I can't do it. And so you give up. You let it fade. And you settle. You settle for mediocrity. You settle for average. You settle for, oh well. But no. Don't do that. Embed that long-term goal in your mind. Burn it into your soul. And write about it. And hang it up on your wall. But most important, do something about it. Do something about it. Every day, do however small or insignificant that step might seem, take it to it. Do that little piece. Make it happen. Make it happen. Because that goal isn't going to achieve itself. It's all on you.
Long time goal. Wow, yeah. I had a few messages of people today saying that was their favorite. I had a few. Thank you, James McGraw. Appreciate you. There's mind power. Exactly. Mind power. That was actually the first song that I got done on this record. Weirdly enough. Actually, when I was sketching out the record, like before I went into full production mode, that was the first one I sketched. And did you know there's never been a sort of golden lo-fi boom bap, however you would describe the production on that? It certainly has a kind of 90s golden age flavor to it. I really enjoyed making that record. It's pretty much live. I played the bass live and the shakers and the strings and everything in a live sort of a fashion. Sometimes I program, sometimes I live. This one was live. I really wanted that loose feel. The bass is the Moog Taurus. Moog. So that's an analog synth bass machine, which is a lovely little thing that sits on my desk, and it's a pain to get it working because the electric here, I don't know what it is with Mexican electricity, but you get a lot of noise on the line, but sometimes that can be a feature. Anyway, yeah, this is the first Jocko record that sounded like this, but the second I had it coming together is this was very perfect. I really like this. Because you gotta have room to breathe on this track, and it's quite a long track, but it was it's like a 5-minute. Most of the tracks on this record are pretty short. Bajo. Little bajo beats, little bajo bops. 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. This is the longest track on the album. But anyway, yeah, long-term goals. Join us FM, great bass, I'm vibing. Yeah, this one's a real nice instrumental. Speaking of the instrumentals, if you want to get the instrumentals early, they're out in 2 weeks on streaming platforms. But if you want to get them right now, then you can get them if you get the what the fuck is it? If you go to meaningwave.com and hit store and go into the digital bundles bit and get the Jocko bundle that has the Warpath instrumentals on it. Also sign up for the mailing list while you're there. And then you'll get emails that will tell you when there's going to be a stream, like today, because they're rare. You know what I mean? But yeah, you get that Jocko bundle. A, it's $20 cheaper than buying them individually, and B, you get the instrumentals. You know what I mean? If you want to support Meaningwave, this broadcast is sponsored by meaningwave.com. If you want to support Meaningwave, you can come here, get yourself some digital bundles, get yourself a t-shirt or something, or just hit the support Meaningwave. A lot of people want to do this. They say, Akira the Don, how can I support Meaningwave? Hit go resources, hit support Meaningwave, and that will give you the links. There's a PayPal, there's a Patreon, there's a Venmo, there's Bitcoin, there's Cash App, there's all that. So you can do that. Do that. That's why it's different, because there's a whole support. You just hit support there, look. It's a slightly different page because I was fixing it. We got a new website coming very soon. I've been working that in the background. And that is going to be real lovely. That's going to have a lot of cool shit for you. And, a lot easier and less rubbish navigation. But yeah, as it says here, this is true. People write to us all the time saying what streaming service should they use so we get paid the most. And I always say use whatever's most convenient for you, because the amount DSPs pay is so small it will make very little difference. For example, 80% of people listen to our music on Spotify, which pays 0.003 per stream, not 0.3 or 0.03, 0.003. That means you would need to stream a song 1,667 times for us to get $5. And that is before the distributor takes their cut. Apple pays 0.005 and so on. So anyway, if you get value from the music, consider subscribing to our Patreon, getting some merch, or making a donation via one of the following methods, which include PayPal and Venmo and Cash App and all that. And to those of you that support Meaningwave, we salute you, and we are very grateful for you, because we certainly wouldn't be able to be making all these amazing records without you. It would be impossible. So thank you very much. You are great, and we love you. And I'm going to dedicate this record to you. Yeah. This is one of my favorite records I've ever made. It's called Stay on the Path.
We talk about the path, and we talk about discipline, and we talk about living clean. But it is not an easy path. It is filled with temptations and pitfalls and hazards and traps, and it's hard to stay on the path. It's hard to stay on the path. And if you fall off, it can seem even harder to get back on. But you can do it. You can do it. And if you fall off, it can seem even harder to get back on. But you can do it. You can do it. We talk about the path. Talk about discipline, and we talk about living clean. But it is not an easy path. It is filled with temptations and pitfalls and hazards and traps, and it's hard to stay on the path. It's hard to stay on the path. You gotta be honest with yourself and do not be a slave. Don't be a slave to drugs or booze or emotion or whatever weakness is trying to be your master. Allow it. Tell the truth. Call out your own weaknesses. Then impose discipline. Impose your will and climb back up onto the path and set We talk about the path, and we talk about discipline, and we talk about living clean. But it is not an easy path. It is filled with temptations and pitfalls and hazards and traps, and it's hard to stay there. It's hard to stay there.
Talk about discipline, and we talk about living clean, but it is not an easy path. Stay on the Path. It's one of my favorite songs. I was very happy when that came together. Again, that was one like Jocko pressed play on the thing and the Jocko talks, and I found myself just singing with Jocko, singing back to him in a kind of call and response fashion. Happened with a couple songs on this album. Came out beautiful. Played the piano on it and the guitars and everything. It instantly appeared to me in my head, instantly, and it came out fucking epic. That just like. That was exactly as I heard. So anyway, shouts out to that. And that's the penultimate song on the album. That's track 10 out of 11. Big Bad Wolf says, my friend was saying how he was going to listen to you on Spotify, and I told him that they don't pay artists enough and we should support more. If we want the content, we need to give some... What is that? A picture of a... I don't know what that is. It looks like the moon. And yes, the moon. Give the moon. Here's the thing. It's like we live in this crazy time. I went for a walk earlier. I went to Liverpool, which is like a Mexican department store. I don't know why it's called Liverpool in Mexico. Liverpool is where my wife's dad is from. It's where the Beatles are from. It's it's a place in the north of England. I ran away there on my 15th birthday. I jumped a train. I went to Liverpool. Slept in an abandoned building with no roof. And I lay in this abandoned building, and I lay there in this abandoned building with no roof, looking up at the stars. And I was dreaming about the future that I wished to exist. Everything that would happen in it and what my life would be like. I remember one day I was making a song or something, and I kind of remembered that moment. I had a flashback, and I was like, holy shit, I'm now where I wished that I was. On that night, on my 15th birthday, laying in that abandoned building with no roof. It's a beautiful thing. But anyway, we live in this time. I was in Liverpool, and they had like a book section. And I always find it interesting to look in the book section because I find it interesting to see just the erosion of the Western comic book market. And when I first went in there was like one shelf for Western comic books and like 3 for manga. And now the Western comic books don't even get a shelf. They literally get a third of one of the shelves. Like it's really dropping off very badly. They just had a couple of Deadpools and a Batman, you know? But I was like, this section, once upon a time, there would have been records here. There's no records in any of these stores anymore. So much of what we used to get each other for Christmas, you know, it's just all in here. It's just, this motherfucker ate everything. You know what I mean? I used to love Christmas. I used to love getting presents for my family. You know what I mean? I remember this one Christmas, I had a paper round and a bunch of shit. I was making some money, you know. I was always making money. I got my first job when I was like, I don't know. I mean, I had jobs when I was 7. I used to dig gardens and all this type of shit. I was always doing stuff. I used to sell mixtapes. But anyway, I remember like being excited at Christmas because what I was going to get for all my loved ones. And my mum liked Oasis, this band, and they put out their early singles in a box set. And the box was like a packet of cigarettes. It was like a big box of Benson and Hedges with the CDs in. That's a great present, right? That's a great thing to be able to give someone. Those fucking things don't exist anymore because it's all in here. Like the idea of spending money on music seems ridiculous to most people. Music is now the idea. It's like the idea that the utopians had with the music would be like turning on a tap. And it has become like that. But it's like, you know, tap water is fucked. Who drinks tap water? You know what I mean? Tap water, unless you live in Denmark, tap water is dirty and you don't drink it. And turning on a tap isn't like a nice thing to do and a thing that you care about or what have you. So it has kind of become like that. But it's like whatever's easiest for you. If it's easiest for you to listen on Spotify, I use Spotify a lot for a lot of things. Do that. But like I say, if you get value from the music, maybe from time to time, like go buy a t-shirt or make a donation or whatever it is that was in your power to do. And if it's not within your power to do, then, you know, fucking just enjoy it. And turn yourself into the sort of person who could send me a Bitcoin with the power of MEANINGWAVE. You know what I mean? Make your ancestors proud and be great in this life, says Chad. And that's exactly the sort of thing someone called Chad should say and does. Sheila says Bandcamp Friday today. Is it? I didn't know. Somehow that passed me by. Is it? Normally I know if it is because I've been sent an email. I don't know. Anyway, but you should be going to Bandcamp because you should be getting Warpath. Or you should be going to meaningwave.com and getting the Jocko bundle and getting Warpath as part of that. Of course! Mr. Crow says, I love the melody and do it alone. / why not? Ah, yes. That is the last song on the album, and that's what we should listen to. Stephen Pace says, what an analogy. Dewey said, which one? I can't remember what I said. There was more thought and effort put into gifts back then, says Dewey. Well, there was more stuff to buy. I mean, it's very difficult now. Like, all the stuff we used to get people for Christmas now is in the phone. You get someone a record. You get someone a DVD. Get someone a video game. What the fuck? All this, you know what I mean? All like the $5 to $20 sort of presents, they got eaten by this fucking thing. This thing ate everything. And now it's like, what do you do? Fucking socks. Socks have not yet been eaten by this thing, but they're working on it. They're working on it. They literally are working on it because, like, the plan is to augmented reality clothing, right? So that's the plan, obviously. Obviously, that's what they're aiming at. The idea is that everyone has some kind of brain chip, and so the version of Akira the Don you see is the one that I want you to see, and I'll have bought some fucking skins. So I will either be naked, or they'll have it so that you have to... I don't know if they'll be able to do it with nude, or if everyone just wears a fucking white jumpsuit that then has essentially projected on it whatever clothes you've bought in the digital store and whatever you're projecting. And most people won't even project that. They'll be like, I want to look like a fucking orc, or like something from Dragon Age busted character creator or whatever the fuck, right? I am a furry, with like whatever the fuck it is. That's what they want to do. They want to take socks off of the Christmas list. They want to make it so you can't even get socks for people. Then what the fuck are you going to give to people for Christmas? This is the last song on the album called Warpath. Can you believe it? Yes, it is. It's true. It begins with an ocean sound. And it'd help if I have the vocal switched on.
There's times where you're gonna have to do it alone. There's not gonna be any team support. There's not gonna be any family support. There's not gonna be any friend support. There's gonna be times where you've got to go and do it yourself when you gotta do it alone. And those are the times that make a difference. Those are the times that count. Those are the times where you have to dig deep yourself to get the job done. And if you can make that happen, you will win. And if you can make that happen, you're gonna have to do it alone. You're gonna have to do it alone. Yeah. There's times where you're gonna have to do it alone. You're gonna have to do it alone. Let's think about those attributes that a warrior is supposed to have. Courage, self-confidence, self-discipline. What's interesting about those attributes is they're in your bloodstream. These are choices that you make. You choose to be courageous. You choose to have confidence. And most important, you choose. You make the choice to be disciplined, to have self-discipline. You make the choice to be disciplined, to have self-discipline. There's times where you're gonna have to do it alone. You're gonna have to do it alone. There's times where you're gonna have to do it alone. You're gonna have to do it So make it the right choice by getting up every day and getting after it.
Why shouldn't the soul of a morsel be proud? Life goes, it is true, like a swift flying cloud. But while it's still going, before he has died, a man may do many things worthy of pride. Why shouldn't the soul of a morsel be proud? Life goes, it is true, like a swift flying cloud. But while it's still going, before he has died, a man may do many things worthy of pride. The high and the humble, the meek and the brave, are all of them destined in time for the grave. But while they are living and drawing their breath, they may create something that lives after death. The builder may build and the singer may sing, the painter may paint while his time's on the wing. And when they are buried deep down in the grind, the things they have made will remain for all time. Why shouldn't the soul of a mortal be proud? Life goes, it is true, like a swift flying cloud. But while it's still going, before he has died, a man may do many things worthy of pride. Why shouldn't the soul of a mortal be proud? Life goes, it is true, like a swift flying cloud. But while it's still going, before he has died, a man may do many things worthy of pride. Man conquers the mountains, the trees and the air, and deserts turn gardens while under his care. He does wondrous deeds in this scant space allowed. Why shouldn't the soul of the mortal be proud? Up out of the darkness we reach for the light, and slowly through ages we turn to light. The soul of the mortal is more than its clay. The spirit of man could defy all decay. Why shouldn't the soul of a mortal be proud? Life goes, it is true, like a swift flying cloud. But while it's still going, before he has died, a man may do many things worthy of pride. Why shouldn't the soul of a mortal be proud? Life goes, it is true, like a swift flying cloud. But while it's still going, before he has died, a man may do many things worthy of pride. To the truth that is God's, in spite of disaster, in face of all odds. The spirit of man is not wrapped in the shroud. Why shouldn't the soul of a mortal be proud? Lift up your eyes to the truth that is God's, in spite of disaster, in face of all odds. The spirit of man is not wrapped in the shroud. Why shouldn't the soul of a mortal be proud?
So make it the right choice by getting up every day
Warpath is out now. And the final song, Do It Alone, of course, does indeed share music with another recent song called Why Not? The version on Warpath, if you listen to the instrumentals, well, you'll notice they are different. The one on Warpath is faster. It is a slightly higher BPM. It has a lot more guitars on it. It has different guitars on it. It has some different instruments on it. But it's, of course, it is what it is. That's a rare thing in Western music. In other music cultures, it's very common for a similar sort of, for an instrumental to be used for lots of different songs. In Jamaican dancehall culture, for example, you will have a rhythm will pop up, and every artist will do their version of that song. And it's amazing how many different songs you can appear on one piece of music. Warpath is the third album. Third Meaningwave, Jocko, Willink record. It's out now. I hope you enjoy it. You will win. Adam Hull says, "You're a beautiful soul, my brother," all in caps, which is a very nice thing to say. Steven says, "I've already got a playlist going that alternates Goggins 2 and Warpath, all bangers. Muchas gracias, Don." That's a cool playlist. Goggins versus Jocko. We did a stream of that back in the day. One Goggins, one Jocko. Maybe we should do another one. I wonder how that works. I wonder how they sound together. See, they have, they're very specific sounds, or like unique sounds, these records and these artists. Goggins music is different to Jocko music, and so on and so forth. Chad, I can't wait to meet you all at a Meaningwave meetup. We got plans for 25. Looking forward to discussing those with you, sharing those with you. Lift up your eyes. In spite of disaster, in face of all odds, the spirit of man is not wrapped in the shroud. The soul of remorse will be proud. In spite of disaster, in face of all odds, the soul of remorse will be proud. Warpath is out now. Enjoy that record. If you were streaming person, stream the heck out of it. Put it on a playlist and loop it while you sleep. If you're a person who likes to own their music, you can download that thing on Bandcamp, and you can download it at meaningwave.com and other places where you can download things. Now, I did promise you that I was going to play you a song. And I am going to play you a song. And it's a new song. And it's a song I've been working on for a fucking long time, since like June. Hey, what up, Free Consciousness? Thank you for the $4.99 and the message that says thanks for being awesome with 2 100 emojis, and that's just lovely. Thank you for being you. It's always wonderful to see you here. Lift up your eyes. In spite of disaster, spirit of man, Russia and the soul of immortal being. It's time, well, times where you're gonna have to do it alone. You're gonna have to do it alone. Jocko makes a really wonderful point on that record where he talks about how those things that you admire in heroes and warriors, bravery and strength and courage and just bravery, courage, these qualities, these are not inherited qualities. These are not things you're born with. These are things that you decide to foster in yourself. You decide to acquire them. You decide how much power you're going to give them, how much you're going to develop them. And it is no surprise that the creatures that would control and subjugate us encourage the very opposite and focus with such ferocious, laser-sighted intensity on the very opposite. All they seem to talk and care about is immutable characteristics, things you have no control over. What color you happen to be, how and where you were born, whether or not you have a penis. Things you have no control over. That's what they focus on. And of course they focus on that, because that's the shit that does not matter. That's the shit that is inherently unheroic, inherently unimportant. In the story, in the mythopoetic story of our culture and of our existences, and our journey and our adventure in this place that we find ourselves. And it's a great shame that there's all these poor people who could be having a wonderful adventure, and they're trapped in these ideas of there being some importance in these immutable characteristics, when they could be creating the heroes that exist in potential, like Michelangelo's David existed in that rock. And I think about that all the time. I think about that rock that had Michelangelo's David in it. It just sat there until Michelangelo came along and just teased out this beautiful thing, and it was there all along. There's all these people, and they're all angry and scared and full of rage and resentment, and they could be carving out their own Davids, and they've been lied to, and it's a terrible thing. But I feel a new age is dawning, and I've been feeling this my whole life. And you have to think on this macro and this micro, and you have to zoom out, and that's why I like this kind of imagery that you see behind me. I like all this glory, because it reminds me, and it's not the way that these kind of a certain kind of person, they go, oh, look how insignificant. No. I think the very opposite. I think how significant, and how wonderful to be a part of this, and an integral, entirely necessary and irreplaceable part of all this at this very, very moment, when it could have been at any other moment, but here we are at this one. And it's a very, 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 very insane, epic, glorious, wonderful, and terribly exciting thing. And that's a reason to get out of bed in the morning, and that's a reason to be excited, and that's a reason to push through when it's difficult, and do the hard things to become that David in the rock, so that you can really fucking participate in all of this moment. And that's partly what this song is about.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, our food unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I want you to get up right now. Get up, go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. Then we'll figure out what to do about the depression and the inflation and the oil crisis. But first, get up out of your chairs, open the window, stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. First, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
They're yelling in Baton Rouge.
Get up, get up, get up out of your chair.
Oh, bitch! We struck the mother load!
Stick your head out the window, open it, and stick your head out and keep yelling. I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take this anymore. Just get up from your chairs right now. Go to the window.
I want to see if anybody's yelling.
Open it and stick your head out and yell and keep yelling.
Yo! I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. World premiere right here. That's going to drop next week. The music video will be out on the morning of the 5th of November, and the song will be on Bandcamp. And then it will hit digital streaming platforms shortly after. Make some noise in the chat. Man like Matthew Fuzzy, what's up? Dewey, what's up? Steven, what's up? Free Consciousness, what's up? Big Bad Wolf, what's up? Man like Fool Killer, what's up? Sheila, what's up? That is indeed a vocal sample there from Network. If you ain't watched Network, go watch Network. Eternally relevant and increasingly so as the years go by. Remember the 5th of November. Gunpowder, treason, and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Auspiciosa, muy auspiciosa. En español, en Gumbraig, It's a vowel, I think. Is it a vowel? Either way, it's happening, baby. Free Consciousness says, I watched the first episode of Prisoner. It was giving Escape. It was funny you say that because I was talking to my wife earlier, and she had sort of mistaken in her head the source of that sample being The Prisoner. She was like, wasn't there some of that? No, we were talking about this, that was it. And she was like, oh yeah, wasn't that on your first album? I said, no, it was not. On my first album, there were samples from The Prisoner. My first album, When We Were Young, was kind of, was in a narrative fashion, sort of weaved together through samples from The Prisoner, which is a TV show from the 60s. It's an amazing, amazing TV show. It was filmed in a place called Port Maidion, which is near where I grew up in North Wales. Very magical, strange little place. It was built by some guy who just wanted to build like a weird little kind of Italian town, village, just randomly in a bit of Wales by the sea. But yeah, that's that. I mean, they saw what was coming in the 60s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. You know, they saw what was coming and they made art about it. Some would say, you know, like certain things you bring into being. That's how you create things. Certainly, all of this dystopian sci-fi I watched with my old man, all those movies came true to a degree. This is why I always say, writers, artists bear a great responsibility. We have such things as dreams are made of, so we should be dreaming more better dreams, you know? We concern ourselves with writing and creating all these nightmares, and then we're surprised when the world turns into that. Well, maybe we could create something else. It's a fine line, I guess, because it is useful to tell people when you see things occurring. You also got to be careful that you're not just bringing that into being. Either way, this is a song called I'm As Mad As Hell and I'm Not Gonna Take It Anymore. And it was my honor to share it with you. You brave wave-writing individual. The section of the Meaningwave audience is huge. The Meaningwave audience is huge. 140,000 people on Spotify alone in a month. Every month. Just on Spotify. All over the place, people are listening to Meaningwave and they love Meaningwave. Legendary MMA, UFC champ Michael Chandler wrote to me and told me that he only listens to Meaningwave. I get a lot of people writing to me saying they only listen to Meaningwave. Something like, I've been listening to Meaningwave for 3 years now, completely changed my life, I've got a business, Michael Chandler said since he started boot camp training for his upcoming fight, just Meaningwave. Just Meaningwave, he types Akira the Don into Spotify, I believe it is, and puts it on shuffle and just listens to that all day long while he's working out and all night long while he's doing whatever he does at night. We are at that point, but the point being, there are hundreds of thousands of people listening to Meaningwave, and you, right here in this specific club, that is Club Meaning here on YouTube, you are the very tip of the spear. You hear things first. You hear about things even before they're happening sometimes. But I try not to talk about things when they've not happened. I aim to not do that. By the way, you get to bear witness to these things before they appear in other places. You provide a critically powerful energy that is transferred into this work. It is my great honor to spend time with you, so thank you for being here. It's been a beautiful show. I'm now gonna go feed the cat. See how my wife's doing in North Wales. Hold tight for this record dropping next week. Enjoy that brand new Jocko album, Warpath. And hold tight for more wonderful goings on in the vast cosmic expanse of the Meaningwave universe. Adam Hull says, I'm literally having a conversation with the top secret military intel operative as I type this. Thank you for your love. Of course. This is Meaningwave. This is what's going on. We are the tip of the spear. We're on the very fucking edge of everything. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Here at the peak of recorded human civilization. Thank you for being here. Remember, if you want to support Meaningwave, head on over to meaningwave.com. Hit that support Meaningwave button, buy yourself a t-shirt, whatever it is. We appreciate your support. I look forward to hanging out again very, very soon. Love to you and your family. Good night and God bless. I'm not gonna take this anymore.